Good morning from beautiful Brisbane, Australia. How are you this morning or this evening if you're in the Northern Hemisphere? Welcome to the Academy for Complex Trauma, where we break free from complex PTSD. My name's Linda, I'm your trauma recovery coach, and welcome to today's Facebook Live. And if you're here for the first time, welcome. It's great to have you with us. Welcome to class. As you come along, you'll get to know the other people that turn up regularly for class. And we all get to say good day to each other, get to know each other. And if you like, you can head off into the Facebook group too. And that's where we do life together. We encourage each other. We stand with each other and so much more. Now, if you were with me yesterday, I talked about doing the webinar with the fawn response, and I will put, before I forget, I will put that link up in the comments for you so you can grab hold of it later on. So this is how to break free or to recover from the fawn response, which we talked about yesterday in the Facebook Live. And we're going to do so much work in the webinar, and you'll have access to be able to ask me questions about it as you work through your recovery journey from the fawn response. And it's so important that we're able to do this and we get feedback about where we're up to. But today we want to talk about, or we want to share information around ways to conquer soul-crushing negativity. Because when negativity comes in, it's not about a mindset. It can be, but oftentimes the negativity can be either learnt or it's just holding us back because we have these beliefs that, they were set up in our childhood and we need to find them in adulthood. That's what the course, My Authentic Self, is about, so that you can do that. But we want some easy peasy, let's go and grab some information and have a look at what I can do just for today. Not any other day, just for today. So we want to frame questions of doubt in a positive light. So if I'm having doubts, one of the things I've learned I've taught myself to do, is to turn the question around and say, hey, instead of having doubt, how can I approach this differently? And having a go, because we all know with complex trauma too, that it leads us into a space of having doubt because we want to be safe more than anything else. The stress of being unsafe means that our brain's going, be safe. So we want to turn it around and say, hey, I'm the adult now. I want to have a go at this, all right? And it's having the different experiences that makes life so much better for us. And focus on building and celebrating small habits. Small habits. So, even if for some people that means getting up every single day, then if you've managed to do that a couple of days in a row, 2 to 5 days in a row, then you want to celebrate that. Okay, and do things like say that I'm proud of myself that I'm doing this. So my latest is, my whole nervous system got knocked for a 6 after going overseas. So once I was able to reclaim my mind, so to speak, like I was so overtired, I went, right, even though I don't feel like it, I'm going to gym. Yay! Even though I come out of gym the first couple of days and I didn't feel, 100% on top of the world, I was like, but I'm doing this. I'm taking those actions and making the habits. So whatever habit you need to do, celebrate it. Go, yes. Just because it didn't happen in the past doesn't mean that we can't change it up as an adult. Give yourself permission to smile and laugh. Absolutely all the way. And if you're in group, we've all been doing a dance, okay? Going to group, you'll find where we're all dancing and going, yeah, life's too short not to. Which way to Indonesia? Diana said, I'm not sure what you mean. Indonesia from Australia is up, if that's what you mean, up and across a bit. Hi, Katja. Stop saying can't and won't. First step is to recognise when you're saying can't and won't, and turn it around for you, for your sake. into, okay, I can, so what's my one next step? Be careful with always and never as well. Oh my goodness, the times I've said I'm never going to do that, and then, it ends up happening. I just learned to laugh at myself and go, yeah, never say never. Vary your environment, especially with complex trauma. Our vision, our sight, takes in 40% of information. So we want to be able to get out of our homes. Even if we go from home to work and home again, we want to change up what we're seeing so that we can take in some new information. And I go, right, like yesterday, I was waiting for my hairdresser's appointment, and I went, I just got to get out. So I went to a bookstore, and I knew that I would feel better simply because I've changed the environment. Oh, Dana said, you look like Indonesia, love it. Yeah, I just, I don't want that whole, it's too hot how they wear it, but I just went, I want to experiment with this, experiment with different looks. Okay, move as if your life depended on it. Exercise. And Diana will be the first to say, yes, we do trauma-informed movement. And if exercise for you means that you're lying in bed and you're just moving your arms and legs, like legs up and down, and your arms like this, in like marching, if that's all it means for you, and you do that for 10 minutes a day, by about day 3, you'll be up and out and you'll be on with it. So let's do this. Let's move our body because we want to change up our nervous system. That's the bottom line. And we want that energy as in emotions, energy, emotion. We want to be able to get that happening so that it's moving around, because as it moves around, we can feel it and we can go, yeah, I don't need to worry anymore. Let's go. Have a conversation with yourself, literally. I don't know if anybody else does this, but I do this. My kids laugh. We can be walking around the shops and I'll just be having a conversation with myself about the next thing I've got to get. And I don't even realise I'm doing it. I'm just like, okay, so yeah, now I've got to go here and then I've got to go to that aisle and do this. And it's like, oh, wow, okay. Have a conversation with yourself. Oh, and the best thing about conversations with yourself, you always win. If you have an argument with yourself, you always win. Good experience. Let go of past mistakes. Oh my goodness, how many of us are driven by perfectionism, and then we get to go, right, let's just let this go. Good enough. Good enough is the language that it's a healthy thing to start using. Is this good enough? Yeah. And we usually find that our good enough is brilliant. All right. So that's a good way to let the perfectionism go and allow yourself to get messy and make new mistakes. A messy life is far more fun, and making mistakes is far more fun than trying to live in the perfectionist mode, okay? I walked out here this morning, I went, oh my goodness, I've got a mess to clean up. And I went, yep, I'll do that. But what I did was I put structure into my day now. Well, my goal is putting more structure into my day. So I just went, yep, after I spend 2 hours doing this, I'm having a break, and then I'll clean up the mess around me. And even in relationships, it's okay to have messy relationships because you can sit down and communicate and talk things through. Practice random acts of kindness, even for yourself. Just, I was going to say a random act of kindness, buying myself a chocolate bar, but that might not be so random. But how many stories do you hear of people who have rocked up to a drive-through and the person in front of them's already paid for their coffee, or, I know one guy, somebody paid for his petrol at the fuel station. It was just beautiful. He walked in and he said he'd actually left his wallet at home, and which of course most of us never do, and he never does either. And he was like, what am I going to do? And he walked in and the person that was there before him had paid for his fuel. So just practice random acts of kindness. Bring fun back into life, all right? absolutely bring fun. Make a conscious effort to break the stress stronghold and have some fun. So if you had to ask one question today, what's fun? What's something that you can do that is fun for you today? And if I was to think of that, yeah, I'm doing all this creative work in the background at the moment, and I love it. That's fun for me. For other people, it's nothing but a nightmare, but I love doing it. But I also, it's fun today, I'll go out and take a walk as well. It'll be awesome. Set boundaries. No gossip, judgment, or unsolicited advice welcome. And step one of that is recognizing the people who the only thing they want to do is talk about surface stuff and gossip. And it's like, no. And eventually, when you do things like that, you get to a space and place in life where you don't have people around you who gossip and just want to be drama queens anymore. And it's a healthy place to be. Don't take other people's negativity personally, and because we've come out of the wonderful families that we have, we can do this. We're very sensitive. So it takes practice to go, how somebody else is feeling is not my fault, and it's up to them to manage their emotions. We can do this. Get out of your head and get present. So stop stressing, okay? Slow the thoughts down, catch one. Do you know we have over 70,000 thoughts a day? So get focused, catch a thought, and if it's off on the negative path, go, right, let me focus back into the now. What's the one next thing I want to do today? Or do I have to put my list in place for the one next thing? And don't write massive lists. Oh my goodness, I used to write lists that were like an A4 page long. I went, no. Get the thought focus back to the now. What can I actually achieve today? And what's the one priority? Because we don't want to keep putting the overwhelm on us. Life is limited and we can only get so much done in a day. Ask for help if you need it. Please, please, please reach out to those around you if you need help. And embrace the beauty of your quirks. Can I just say? I'm just getting to that stage. Just going, yeah, I don't have to change things up to make other people happy. I just need to be happy for me and recognize what I do and don't want to change and go from there. All right, I just wanted to keep it light and easy for you this morning. Yeah, Diana says, remember, I am laughing with you. Remember, you are never alone. And that's right. We need to remember we are never alone in this journey and we can do this together. Okay, gang, it's been great to share some time with you this morning, and I will see you again tomorrow morning. Bye for now.